Hello, beautiful humans. Today, for something a little bit different, I'm going to talk about my very favorite TV shows of all time. There is no point to this except for the fact I fucking love a good TV show. I am drinking my very favorite kombucha, raspberry lemonade by Mojo Kombucha, which is here in Australia, and it is, I don't know, it's fucking miracle juice. That's what it is. On my way to pick up my children from school, I think I've nailed parenting today as well, because I got them an orange juice while I was at school. While I was at the grocery store while they were at school, and I also got them Portuguese tarts. Hey ho, live the dream. So they are going to have a fucking delicious picnic in the back of the car as I drive them back home. I have about a 25-30 minute drive to school, back and forwards. When I do pickups, usually have Chris with me, which is scrumptious and delicious because that means ultimate perv time. And sometimes I have got shit. I've legitimately got shit happening. In that we have the eco sewerage system man out, because we've got an old, we're on an acreage, so we have our own sewerage system on the property, but it's old enough that ours is kind of on the brink and could literally shit itself at any point in time. So we're going to treat ourselves and get ourselves a new shit system. Oh God, the miracle life of being a fucking self-made multimillionaire, guys. Ta-da, you're welcome. Okay, so big drink of kombucha. My favorite TV shows. So I tend to stay pretty firmly in the categories of comedy, especially British comedy. British comedy is the creme de la creme. It is the best. So I love I think my favorite show of all time would be a toss-up between Miranda, which stars Miranda Hart, completely my alter ego. There's so many things that she does. And my husband, when I've watched it with friends, they've turned to me and gone, oh my God, you're fucking Miranda. You are Miranda. I'm like, I know! So please watch that, because it is just the best. And I also love Gavin and Stacy, which was a series that I think it might have been it might be over 10 years old now, starring James Corden, and he actually wrote it. Like that late night show guy. James Corden. Because all late show guys must be called James or Jimmy or Jim, and they must be white, of course, because nobody else can do a late night show, clearly. Anyway, he's fucking brilliant, and so is Ruth Jones in Gavin and Stacy. I highly recommend. Even the pilot episodes goes for about an hour, and it's probably my favorite hour of television ever, because it's almost like a mini movie, and it's funny, and it's romantic, and it's like kind of sorted, and it's just fucking brilliant. So at least book yourself in to watch Gavin and Stacy, because life-changing. Just life-changing. One thing that I did watch recently, which is a little bit off kilter, but still I'm so much in love. I watched Last One Laughing, which was on Amazon Prime, I think so. I never know, because I don't have, my husband has the remote controls, and I'm like, I'm basically chauffeured around the TV system. I don't know how to turn it on. So it's him. That's totally cool with me. But basically the premise is like they got a bunch of like Australian comedians together, and they have to stay in a room for 6 hours and try and make each other laugh, but not laugh themselves. And it was the wonkiest fucking show I have seen in a long time. Like, I hurt from laughing so hard. And I had an Australian comedian, Sam. It's not Sam Smith. That's Sam something. I think it starts with S. God, you're welcome. He's not super well known in Australia yet, but holy shit, that man is fucking beyond funny. He has a mustache and glasses, and he usually wears a cap. And he's got, he's kind of got like one of those hairstyles where he's bald on top, but like longer along the sides, and he's kind of embraced this whole fucking look, and has a mustache, and he owns it, and he looks like a very creepy Mario brother. That's what he calls himself. Anyway, fucking hell, the sight of him rocking up naked in a plastic bathing pool while the other comedians were like prostrating, like gestating before him, and then giving him a holy bath in fucking Fanta. I don't think I'm ever going to get that image out of my head. Sweet Jesus, I died with laughter. So that one, if you needed some lols time, Last One Laughing was incredible. What else do I really seriously fucking love? Schitt's Creek just finished. I fucking love that show. That's amazing. So much so that I won't really let my kids watch the whole episode because they're only 6 and 10. There's some stuff that's not completely appropriate. However, we will let them watch little excerpts of it, and they love the characters so much that they now say, "Ew, David," when something's gross. And I think that's me nailing parenting. That is really fucking nailing parenting. In terms of reality TV, I don't really watch that much. I watched Bachelorette a few years ago when they had Sophie Monk on there, but I dived so fucking deep down into trying to understand that show, and also trying to work out what it all meant and who she was attached to and whether it was a healthy relationship or not. That ended up just being way too much of a time suck for me, because not only would I watch the show, but I'd have to emotionally prepare myself before the show, and then I'd have to have a come down, I would just emotional come down afterwards as I try to process all my feelings. I would dream about it. I would watch the Twitter, the live Twitter stream as I was watching it, and then I would have to watch read all of the recaps on all of the blogs, the entertainment blogs. So it ended up just being way too much of a time suck. And then I just felt royally fucking pissed off as well when they didn't end up being in love. And when he ended up just being an absolute fucking douche canoe. So I was so enraged by that experience that I pledged myself never to waste my time on Bachelorette or anything like that again. But, and I would say a big old but here, I will absolutely fucking allow myself to watch Farmer Wants a Wife when that comes on. Now, I don't know if this happens in the UK, in America, but it's basically as advertised. There's farmers, they're single, they want a fucking wife, and so it's kind of a dating show for city girls to meet farmers. And the cute thing is it's actually the most successful dating show in history in Australia. I think there's over 9 marriages now and over 20 children. And the show doesn't come every year. I think we've only had about 3 series in the last 10 years, so it's only about every 3 years that it comes out. So it's a real fucking treat when it comes out, and I'm like, oh my god, who are going to be the long-term partners out of this? It's actually and nobody's fully Botoxed up or anything, which is lovely. It's actually normal looking humans. And I also find it amusing because I do come from a country background. I grew up on a farm. I come from a regional area. I went to a boarding school, just absolutely chock-a-block full of cowboys from remote farming communities. So it's dear to my heart in some hilarious way. So I absolutely will fucking watch Farmer Wants a Wife, and I will absolutely get obsessed with it in the ways that I get obsessed. And so a bunch of my friends also watch it. including, and I think this is hilarious, including one of my mates from boarding school and our old dorm headmistress, who was one of my closest friends while I was there. I absolutely was one of those kids who fucking loved adults, and I'm still friends with a lot of my teachers from school because they were rad humans. Anyway, so we talk absolute fucking shit as we watch this show, and it's a social experience. It's a social experience. But then I've got friends who are like, I'm like, did you want to go down the farmer wants a wife hole with me? And they're like, I want to, but I cannot commit the time this year. Because again, I have to watch the Twitter live stream. I have to screen cap all the ones that I feel encapsulate the mood most of all. And I need to read all of the recaps. So that's how obsessive I get. Clearly, that's why I need to be very mindful and careful about what reality TV show I watch. Now, what other TV shows do I watch? I will say Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is a fucking masterpiece of television. I think that's another one that's on Amazon Prime. Please don't at me with how Jeff Bezos is, like, evil. Like, I get it. And we all need to pick our battles here. And I pick Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Also, I fucking love that Bezos' classy ex-wife took his money and has, like, donated huge chunks of it to charity. I'm like, fuck yeah, woman. Go girl. And I hope one day he awakens to do the same. And, you know, to have better working conditions and all that kind of shit. So, all of that to say, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is incredible. Now, is there any other TV shows that I should tell you about? No. I think that's a good place to start, truth be told. And I want you to message me once you've watched Gavin and Stacy and Miranda and say, wow, thank you so much, Leonie, for changing my life and brightening my life in these ways. And I'll say, you're welcome, because I was fucking right. I will also say, like, I have long had a deep love of Doc Martin, which is another UK, not really a comedy, but kind of a comedy. And it's beautiful and it's tender, and the love story between him and Louisa is, like, hot as fuck, even though it's very, like, terse. And it's kind of like watching two porcupines trying to love each other, but I'm into it. Plus, I don't know, there's something about that whole visage which is quite hot. Anyway, so those are some good viewing, I recommend. And you know what? I thought I'd share this as well because, fuck, a lot of us are in quarantine or gone back into quarantine or, you know, self-isolating, all that shiznit. What the world needs now is love, sweet love, and a really solid to-do list of TV shows to watch. Am I right? Or am I right? Oh, also, New Girl. That goes without saying. If you haven't watched New Girl, you absolutely should rectify that situation right now. And there you go. Like, that's an American... There's an American TV show. There we go. I've gone truly cosmopolitan on you. across both English and American TV shows. Right, I love beams. Let me know what you think. Love you big heaps.